One of the world's largest grocery chains coming to the Mobile area. Aldi set to open a store on Rangeline Road in Tillman's Corner next Thursday.
You're standing in the sauce aisle, rouse in one hand, $9.99. Aldi's marinara in the other, $2.99. Same tomatoes, same olive oil, same recipe. You put the rouse in your cart, you always do. That stops today. These are 10 Aldi products that beat the premium brands in blind taste tests. Not almost as good, better, and we'll prove it. Desmatize Friendly Farms. Greek yogurt versus Chobani. Chobani built an empire convincing America that Greek yogurt should cost $1.50 to $2 per cup. They own the market. They set the standard. Aldi's Friendly Farms. Greek yogurt costs 59 cents per cup. Sometimes 49 cents on sale. Open both containers right now if you have them. Look at the texture. Friendly Farms is thicker, denser. It holds its shape when you tilt the cup. Chobani has that watery separation on top, the whey pooling around the edges. Scoop a spoonful of each. The Aldi version is creamier on the tongue. It coats your mouth. Chobani feels thinner, more acidic. The protein content is identical, 15 to 17 grams per serving, but the ingredient list tells a different story. Friendly Farms is cleaner, milk and live cultures. That's it. No added thickeners, no stabilizers. The flavor is less tart than Chobani, smoother, more balanced. The vanilla variety tastes like actual vanilla, not just sweetness with a hint of artificial flavoring. Food bloggers have done side-by-side protein tests. Friendly Farms matches or exceeds Chobani every time. Texture tests show it's denser with less whey separation. In blind taste tests, people consistently prefer Friendly Farms. The most common reaction? Confusion, then anger. One tester said, "I've bought Chobani for 10 years. Did this blind test as a joke, expecting to easily identify my brand? I picked Aldi as my favorite. I'm genuinely confused and angry about all the money I've wasted." At 59 cents versus $1.79, you're paying a third of the price. For yogurt, that's objectively thicker and, according to most blind testers, tastes better. A family of 4 eating yogurt daily, that's $1,750 in savings over 5 years on yogurt. Chobani charges premium prices for premium marketing, not premium yogurt. Aldi just exposed them. But if beating the Greek yogurt king seems surprising, wait until you see what happens to one of America's most iconic snack brands. Davini, Clancy's restaurant-style tortilla chips versus Tostitos. Tostitos owns the tortilla chip market. Every party, every Super Bowl, every restaurant basket. They charge $4.49 to $5.99 for a 13-ounce bag. Aldi's Clancy's restaurant-style tortilla chips cost $1.99 for the same size, and they're better in every way that matters. Grab a chip from each bag. Try to snap them. The Clancy's chip is sturdier, thicker. It has structural integrity. Tostitos have gotten thinner over the years. Cost-cutting disguised as light and crispy. Now the real test. Scoop thick queso or chunky guacamole with each chip. Go ahead, really load it up. The Tostitos chip breaks. It always breaks. Anyone who's hosted a party knows the frustration. Chip shards swimming in the salsa bowl, guests fishing out broken pieces. Clancy's chips hold. They're built for scooping. One reviewer did a structural integrity test. Tostitos averaged 2.3 scoops before breaking. Clancy's averaged 4.1, nearly double the durability. The corn flavor is better too. Tostitos taste like salt and oil. Clancy's taste like actual corn. You can taste the grain. The salt level enhances rather than overwhelms. And the grease factor? Eat a handful of Tostitos and your fingers are slick. The bowl has an oily residue. Clancy's are cleaner, less coating. You can eat them without napkins. In blind taste tests across YouTube and food blogs, Clancy's consistently ranks equal to or better than Tostitos. The main complaints about Tostitos? Too greasy and breaks too easily. One party host made the switch to save money. 3 guests asked what brand she bought because they loved them. When she said Aldi, one person accused her of lying, convinced she was hiding some expensive specialty brand. At $1.99 versus $4.99, you're saving $3 per bag. for chips that are objectively more functional, less greasy, and better tasting. Tostitos survives on brand recognition. Aldi survives on actual quality. Chips that outperform Tostitos are surprising enough, but number 8 beats a breakfast icon that's dominated American kitchens for over 60 years. If these comparisons are already changing how you think about brand loyalty, hit that like button and subscribe, because the products ahead are even more shocking. 8. Millville Toaster Tarts versus Pop-Tarts. Pop-Tarts are untouchable. 60 years of market dominance. The definitive toaster pastry. Kellogg's charges $3.99 to $4.99 for an 8-count box. Aldi's Millville Toaster Tarts cost $1.89 for the same count. And Pop-Tarts should be embarrassed. Open both boxes. Put the pastries side by side. Look at the edges. Millville tarts are visibly plumper, more filled. The edges bulge with actual filling instead of hollow crimped dough. Now break one of each in half. Look at the filling distribution. Pop-Tarts have a thin smear in the center. The edges are practically empty, just pastry with no payoff. This has gotten worse over the years as Kellogg's cut costs. Millville tarts have filling throughout, edge to edge. You get filling in every bite, not just the center. The frosting tells the same story. Pop-Tarts frosting is waxy and cracks off in sheets when you bite it. The sprinkles fall off immediately. Millville frosting is thicker, creamier, and actually adheres to the pastry. Taste them back to back. Pop-Tart strawberry filling tastes like red-flavored sugar gel. Artificial, chemical. Millville strawberry tastes like actual strawberries. There's fruit texture, real seeds, genuine berry flavor.
The pastry itself? Pop-Tarts taste extruded, dense and cardboard-like. Millville is flakier, more buttery, actually tastes baked.
Blind tests with kids, the target demographic, went 7 out of 10 for Millville. Kids described them as more filled and sweeter in a good way. Adults overwhelmingly preferred Millville, calling Pop-Tarts artificial and waxy. One parent couldn't convince her kids these weren't Pop-Tarts. They're certain she's buying premium Pop-Tarts and repackaging them. The Aldi version is just that much better. At $1.89 versus $4.49, you're saving $2.60 per box. For a product with more filling, better frosting, and actual flavor,
Pop-Tarts coasts on nostalgia. Aldi delivers on quality.
But here's where it gets personal, because the next item isn't flashy. It's not exciting. It's something sitting in your refrigerator right now that you bought without thinking, and you've been overpaying for decades.
7. Berman's Mayonnaise versus Hellmann's.
Hellmann's has dominated mayonnaise for over 100 years. They own the category. A 30-ounce jar costs $5.99 to $7.99 depending on where you shop. Aldi's Berman's Real Mayonnaise costs $2.79 for 30 ounces. Put both jars in front of you. Open them. Dip a spoon in each. The texture is identical. Same thickness. Same glossy creaminess. Same smooth consistency that spreads perfectly and blends seamlessly into recipes. Now taste them, one after the other. Tangy but not too acidic. Rich egg flavor, slight sweetness, smooth finish. Can you tell which is which? Most people can't. In blind taste test after blind taste test, tasters fail to distinguish Hellmann's from Berman's. When forced to guess, they're split 50-50. The ingredient lists explain why. Soybean oil, eggs, vinegar, salt, lemon juice. Same ingredients, same order, nearly identical proportions. The only difference? Hellmann's adds calcium disodium EDTA as a preservative. Berman's doesn't. Food scientists have speculated they come from the same manufacturer, common practice with store brands. Whether that's true or not, the result is identical mayo. One food blogger tested mayo-heavy recipes: homemade ranch, tuna salad, deviled eggs. Made 2 batches of each, one Hellmann's, one Berman's. Served them at a party without revealing which was which. Nobody could tell them apart. Both batches got equal praise. America's Test Kitchen ranked Berman's in the top 5 for mayonnaise in 2024, alongside brands costing twice as much. Their verdict: excellent mayo at an unbeatable price. At $2.79 versus $6.99, you're saving $4.20 per jar for mayonnaise that tastes the same. One home cook switched 6 months ago to save money. Now she can't remember why she ever thought Hellmann's was better, because it isn't. Hellmann's charges for heritage and habit. Aldi charges for mayo. You're probably thinking, these are basic grocery items. Surely Aldi can't compete with specialty products. Number 6 proves you wrong. 6. Specially selected balsamic vinegar versus premium imported brands. Specialty balsamic vinegar costs $8 to $15 for a small bottle. Brands like Colavita and Bertolli charge premium prices for imported from Italy credentials. Aldi's specially selected balsamic vinegar of Modena costs $3.99 for 16.9 ounces. Look at the label. See those letters. IGP. IGP means Indicazione Geografica Protetta. Protected geographical indication. This vinegar is legally certified as authentic balsamic from Modena, Italy, made following traditional methods. It's not fake balsamic, not cooking wine pretending to be fancy. The real thing. Pour some onto a white plate. Look at the color, deep mahogany brown. Watch the consistency. It's properly thick. It clings and coats rather than running like water. Now taste it. Let it sit on your tongue. The flavor is complex, sweet but balanced with acidity. You can taste the grape must. There's depth that only comes from barrel aging. This isn't thin, harsh vinegar. This is the real thing. Drizzle it over fresh mozzarella and tomatoes. The vinegar clings to the cheese instead of pooling on the plate. Reduce it for a glaze. It thickens beautifully, concentrating those complex flavors. Food bloggers who cook Italian regularly have compared Aldi's balsamic to $12 to $20 bottles. The verdict is consistent, shockingly similar, or I actually prefer Aldi's, slightly less acidic, more balanced. An Italian cooking instructor did a blind test with her students. Aldi's versus a $15 import versus a $25 aged variety. Students ranked Aldi's second. Several couldn't distinguish it from the $15 bottle. At $3.99 versus $12 to $15 for comparable quality, you're saving $8 to $11 per bottle. One home chef used to buy expensive balsamic without question. Tried Aldi's on a whim 2 years ago. Nobody at his dinner parties has ever noticed a difference, because there isn't one. Geographic certification and traditional methods don't require premium pricing. Aldi proved it. Now we're in specialty territory, and number 5 takes on the most prestigious jarred pasta sauce in America. 5. Simply, Nature Organic Pasta Sauce versus Rao's. Rao's Marinara is legendary. Food critics call it the best jarred sauce in America. A 24-ounce jar costs $8.99 to $10.99. Aldi's Simply Nature Organic Marinara costs $2.99 for 25 ounces. Open both jars, smell them. Tomatoes, garlic, basil, olive oil, both smell like an Italian grandmother's kitchen. Both smell authentic. Pour some of each into separate bowls. Look at the texture. Both are slightly chunky. You can see pieces of tomato, flecks of herbs. Neither is over-processed or smooth like cheap jarred sauces. Now taste them side by side. Rich tomato flavor, bright acidity balanced with natural sweetness. The olive oil gives both a luxurious mouthfeel. Garlic and basil come through clearly without overwhelming. The ingredients are nearly identical. Both use Italian tomatoes. Both use olive oil as the primary fat, not cheap seed oils. Both have simple, clean ingredient lists. Tomatoes, olive oil, onions, salt, garlic, basil, oregano. Multiple food bloggers have done this exact comparison. The most common reaction? If you told me these were the same sauce in different jars, I'd believe you. Cooks Illustrated tested organic marinara sauces in 2025. Simply Nature ranked top 3 alongside sauces costing $7 to $10. Their assessment, nearly indistinguishable from Rao's at a fraction of the cost. One food writer made the same pasta dish twice. Rao's for one, Simply Nature for the other. Served both to her family blind. They split on preference. When she revealed Rao's cost $10 and Aldi's cost $3, her husband was genuinely angry about years of overspending. At $2.99 versus $9.99, you're saving $7 per jar. One jar per week equals $364 in annual savings. A self-proclaimed sauce snob used Rao's exclusively for years. It was her culinary credential. Tried Aldi's once to save money, never went back. It's the same sauce. Rouse is paying for marketing and prestige. Rouse built an empire on being premium. Aldi proved premium is a pricing strategy, not a quality standard. But number 4 takes on fancy cheese and proves Aldi can win in the category where quality supposedly matters most. 4. Specially selected triple cream Brie versus President Brie. President Brie is the accessible standard for quality Brie. A 5-ounce wheel costs $5.99 to $7.99 at most stores. Aldi's specially selected triple cream Brie costs $3.99 for 7 ounces. But this isn't a fair comparison. Aldi's version is triple cream, 60% butterfat. That's a higher category than standard Brie. It's not just cheaper, it's actually more luxurious. Take both cheeses out of the refrigerator. Let them sit at room temperature for 30 minutes. Now touch them, press gently. The Aldi triple cream is soft, almost liquid under the rind. The paste is unctuous, it wants to ooze. President Brie is firmer, chalkier. It holds its shape because there's less butterfat. Cut into both. Look at the interior. Aldi's is glossy and creamy, nearly pourable. President looks drier, more matte. Now taste them. The triple cream is rich and buttery with slight mushroomy earthiness. Complex, decadent. President tastes mild in comparison. Pleasant but one-dimensional, like the difference between heavy cream and skim milk. The rind on Aldi's is perfectly balanced, edible, slightly funky, enhances the cheese. Some cheap Bries have ammonia-tasting rinds. This one is clean. A cheesemonger who worked at a specialty shop said, "We sold triple cream Brie for $15 to $20 per pound. Aldi's is comparable to what we charged $18 for. At $3.99 for 7 ounces, it's about $9 per pound. That's absurd value. Serve this at a party, and people will ask which cheese shop you visited. Show them the Aldi wrapper and watch their faces. At $3.99 versus $6.99 for President, which isn't even triple cream, you're getting a superior product for less money." One dinner party host served it with crackers and fig jam. 3 guests asked where she bought it. When she said Aldi, one laughed, thinking it was a joke. She had to show a photo of the packaging as proof. Triple cream Brie that beats the premium brand at nearly half the price. Aldi keeps rewriting the rules. Number 3 challenges a coffee empire built entirely on proprietary pods and premium pricing. 3. Barissimo Espresso pods versus Nespresso. Nespresso built a brilliant business model. Expensive machines that only work with expensive pods. A box of 10 Nespresso capsules costs $7 to $9. That's 70 cents to 90 cents per shot. Aldi's Barissimo Espresso pods cost $3.99 for 10. They're Nespresso compatible. And coffee experts say they're better than most Nespresso varieties. Put a pod in your machine, pull a shot, watch the crema, thick, golden brown. Actual crema with tiny bubbles that persist, not the thin foam you get from cheap pods. This looks like espresso from a cafe. Now taste it. The Intenso variety is bold and complex. Chocolate notes, toasted nuts, full-bodied and strong without bitterness. It makes a better Americano than most coffee shops serve. The Ristretto is concentrated and syrupy, perfect for a quick hit of intense flavor. The Lungo is smooth and extended for those who want more volume. Coffee reviewers have tested Barissimo against Nespresso's premium lines. Results? Consistently equal or better. The universal criticism of Nespresso: overpriced for what you get. One coffee blogger ranked 15 Nespresso-compatible pods. Barissimo placed top 3. The conclusion: comparable to Nespresso's best varieties at half the price. At 40 cents per pod versus 80 cents for Nespresso, you're saving 50%. 2 pods per day equals $292 in annual savings. A Nespresso loyalist bought Barissimo as backup coffee. It became his primary. He can't justify paying double for identical quality. Another user served Barissimo to coffee snob in-laws who complimented it repeatedly. When they asked what pods he used, he lied and said Nespresso. He couldn't handle the judgment. Later, he felt stupid. His embarrassing pods were objectively as good as their premium choice. Nespresso's model relies on proprietary pods and brand prestige. Aldi broke the model. 2 more products to go. And number 2 exposes one of the biggest lies in the organic food industry. 2. Simply Nature organic maple syrup versus premium organic brand. Organic maple syrup from brands like Wholesome or specialty producers costs $15 to $25 for 32 ounces. The organic certification commands massive premiums. Aldi's Simply Nature organic maple syrup costs $7.99 for 32 ounces. Here's the secret the maple syrup industry doesn't want you to know. There are only a handful of major maple syrup producers in Canada. Most brands, premium or budget, organic or conventional, buy from the same suppliers and rebottle it. The syrup inside is identical. You're paying for labels and marketing. Look at the bottle. 100% pure grade A maple syrup from Canada. Amber rich grade, the sweet spot with more flavor than golden but less intensity than dark. Pour some onto a plate. Watch the consistency, thick and viscous. Smell it. Rich caramel and vanilla notes. That's real maple. Now taste it. Let it coat your tongue. Complex sweetness. Depth that only comes from concentrated tree sap. This is not corn syrup with maple flavoring. Not pancake syrup. Pure maple syrup. Ingredient list: 100% organic maple syrup. That's it. Same as every premium bottle. A food blogger bought 5 different organic maple syrups ranging from $7.99 to $24.99. Did a blind taste test with 10 people. Nobody could consistently identify which was which. When forced to rank, Aldi's appeared in the top 2 for most tasters. At $7.99 versus $18 to $25, you're saving $10 to $17 per bottle for the same syrup. One maple syrup enthusiast used to buy expensive organic bottles, convinced they were superior. They're not. It's the same syrup in different packaging. She feels deceived, and she should. The organic industry thrives on convincing you that expensive equals better. Maple syrup exposes that lie. And now, the product this entire list has been building toward, the item that doesn't just match premium brands, it beats them with actual awards to prove it. 1. Specially selected olive oil versus California Olive Ranch / Premium EVOO. Extra virgin olive oil is where grocery stores rob you blind. California Olive Ranch charges $15 to $25. Specialty imported oils cost $30 to $50. Aldi's specially selected 100% Italian extra virgin olive oil costs $6.99 for 25 ounces. And it's won international awards. Actual medals from olive oil competitions in Italy, not marketing awards. Real competitions judging aroma, flavor, and chemical composition against oils costing $40 to $60. Aldi's oil won. Pour some into a small dish. Look at the color. Deep golden green, not pale and watery like cheap olive oil, not artificially bright like some fraudulent brands. Now dip bread into it. Let it coat. Taste peppery, fruity, fresh. There's a slight bitterness at the finish. That's polyphenols, the compounds that make quality EVOO healthy and indicate proper processing. This isn't neutral cooking oil. This is finishing quality extra virgin. The bottle is dark glass to protect from light damage. The oil is cold pressed in Italy, not just packaged in Italy from olives grown elsewhere, actually Italian. Here's what most people don't know. The olive oil industry is plagued by fraud. Extra virgin oils that have been chemically refined. Italian oils blended from Spanish, Greek, or Tunisian olives. Expensive bottles that are no better, sometimes worse than cheap ones. Aldi's Italian EVOO is tested and certified. The awards prove its quality. The price proves you don't need to overpay for authenticity. One food writer tested Aldi's against California Olive Ranch, $19, Cola Vita, $16, and a $35 single estate import. Aldi held its own in every application. For finishing salads and dipping bread, she actually preferred Aldi. At $6.99 versus $20 to $40 for comparable quality, you're saving $13 to $33 per bottle. A home cook used California Olive Ranch for years at $20 per bottle, switched to Aldi to save money, found it's actually better, more flavorful, more complex. Now saves $25 a month on olive oil alone. This is the product that defines what Aldi does. Premium quality at impossible prices. Award-winning products that expose the entire pricing structure of the grocery industry. 10 products, 10 premium brands exposed. Chobani, Tostitos, Pop-Tarts, Hellmann's, Colavita, Rao's, President, Nespresso, Wholesome, California Olive Ranch, all beaten by Aldi versions, not matched. Beaten, thicker yogurt at 1/3 the price, sturdier chips at half the price, more filled toaster pastries, identical mayonnaise, award-winning olive oil for $6.99. You've been paying for logos, for marketing campaigns, for celebrity endorsements, for shelf placement and Super Bowl commercials. Not for quality, never for quality. The question isn't whether these Aldi products are good enough, they're better. The blind tests prove it, the awards prove it, the ingredients prove it. The question is, how much have you already wasted being loyal to brands that aren't loyal to you? If this list changed how you think about grocery shopping, hit subscribe. We're exposing the truth about pricing at every major store, so you never overpay again. Check out the video on your screen. We're ranking the worst Aldi products you should avoid next, because not everything at Aldi is a winner. You need to know what to skip.